Good evening, everyone. Everybody in India, particularly, and in some other places in the world, want to know what is the status of India, what is the actual position of India, how far India is growing, what is the pace of India's growth, okay, and what is India's growth rate, and what is India's GDP in 2024. Many people are curious to know about India because India is the world's largest democracy. India is the world's most populous country. India is at present world's fifth largest economy. But what is the size of economy and what is GDP actually in common terms? What is meant by GDP? In this video, I will tell you all these things. Okay, so you see. World GDP ranking in 2024. Before that, I would like to say you about GDP. What is GDP? GDP means gross domestic product. This refers to the monetary value of all goods and services produced in a nation during a given year, right? A higher GDP indicates that the country is financially strong and growing at a stable rate. According to the World GDP Ranking 2024 list, India is the fifth largest economy in the world. How many countries are there in the world? At present, there are 193 countries in the world, in the United Nations. Okay, so according to the World GDP Ranking 2024 list, India is the fifth largest economy in the world. So it is a matter of pride and matter of happiness to all Indians either living in India or in abroad. So other prominent countries like the United States of America, China, Japan, Germany, etc. have a significant presence in this GDP ranking list. Okay, so each country has their own unique characteristics and regional strengths that contribute to its overall economic growth. So let us think that India is only a 77-year-old democracy, while the other countries like the United States of America became independent in 1776. Similarly, China, our contemporary, Japan, that is also a very old country, Germany. So they are very rich countries. Germany is also a very industrially developed country for not less than 100 years. But India has got independence only in 1947. So within this short period of time, the development which has been taken place in India has become a matter of pride to Indians, and it has been an issue of curiosity and an issue of research to thousands of scholars, particularly the scholars of economics throughout the world. Okay, so now let me tell you what are the 10 most rich countries in terms of GDP. Okay, so with a GDP of more than $20 trillion, the United States of America is the largest economy. So let me tell you specifically, that will help you to understand. Okay, so United States of America is having a GDP of 28,783 billion, that is $28.7 trillion economy. Okay, so this is the highest, or this is the richest country. United States of America is the richest country in the world, and their GDP per capita income is 85.37 US dollar. 85.37 US dollar is the GDP per capita income of USA. Second position is held by China. China's economy is the size of Chinese economy is 18,536,000 billion dollar. This means its economy, size of its economy is 18.5 trillion, whereas United States of America is having $28.7 trillion economy. And what is the GDP per capita of China? China's GDP per capita is 13.14 US dollar. Okay, this means 13,000 approximately the per capita income of Chinese people. Okay, next, Germany has come up from fourth position to third position. Its economy is $4,590 billion. It means $4.5 trillion economy, but their per capita income is very good. It is $54,290. Okay, it means approximately 54,000 US dollar. Next comes the fourth position is held by Japan. Japan is an Asian country, and it is we have very good relationship with Japan, and Japan's economic size is now $4.1 trillion. $4.1 trillion, whereas its GDP per capita income is 33.14 thousand US dollar. Next, the fifth position is held by India. India's economy is $3.9 trillion. It means, you see, Japan is having an economy of $4.1 trillion, whereas India's economy is $3.9 trillion. So if we can make up these only few, it seems that India will overtake Japan within 1 or 2 years if India can grow. If India can grow its GDP at the rate of 9 or 10% per annum, so definitely India will be able to overtake Japan, and then it will, and after that Germany is having $4.5 trillion economy, so it is not far, right? So nearly $5 billion, $590 billion, or approximately $6 billion, that India will be able to achieve maybe by 2030 or 2030. Yes, 2030 or maybe 2035, it will be India will be able to achieve this success rate. Okay, so now at present India is having $3.9 trillion economy, but what is a matter of shock is that India's GDP per capita income is only $2.73 thousand. It means 2,700 US dollar. This is very low. This is very low in comparison with all other, 10 large economies in the world, 10 largest economies in the world. So India government should think about that and should give more priority in manufacturing, in industry, in foreign direct investment, in natural resources, exploitation of natural resources and exploring of natural resources, and more job guarantee and more decent jobs, not only job, decent job. So these things, infrastructure development, all these things will boost up India's GDP, right, and India's per capita income, because many people here in India are employed. Poverty is still a problem here. So these things should be taken care of, and the government of India has already taken so many measures to uplift the people, uplift the uplift the poor people from poor people to below to above poverty line people, and those who are above poverty line, they are being now middle income group, and the middle income group are many from middle income group are becoming rich. Okay, so what is the sixth position? Who is occupied the sixth position? United Kingdom, our colonial master, United Kingdom holds, it just behind India. Its economy is far below India. Its economy at present is, in 2024, is $3.5 trillion, but its GDP per capita income is $51.7 thousand. Yeah, definitely, you see, the population of Japan, population of England is not even not more than 10 crore, whereas how many people? India is having 1.45 billion people populations. It means India has a huge population. So these population, if the GDP is divided by so many people, 1.45 billion people, so definitely it will be decreased, and overpopulation or population, yes, sometimes we say that population growth or this population size is a dividend, but sometimes it is not, because the people who are not working, who are illiterate, who are poor, yeah, they are also taking part in Indian economy and to grow Indian economy. But those who are unskilled are really problem. And another problem is that migration, infiltration. India being a very large and developing country, many neighboring country people, particularly people from Bangladesh and people from Myanmar and people from other countries want to come and live here in India and explore their opportunities. Okay, so now you see, United Kingdom is the 6th largest economy. Then who is in the 7th position? France is in the 7th position. What is the economy size? Its economic size is $3.1 trillion. $3.1 trillion. Okay, and but its GDP per capita income is $47.36 thousand. So its GDP per capita income is much better than India, but a little lesser than United Kingdom. 8th position is occupied by Brazil. Brazil is in South America. Its economic size is $2.3 trillion, but its GDP per capita income is $11.35 thousand. Italy, its economic size is only $2.3 trillion, and its GDP per capita income is $39.5 thousand. Okay, and Italy was one of the permanent members in the League of Nations. Okay, so it was very powerful in the First World War, after First World War. So nearly 110 years ago. But now its economy is much lesser than India. And 10th position is occupied by Canada. Canada's economic size is $2.2 trillion, and Canadian people have an average income of $54.87 thousand. So this is a good thing that that India, after India's growth, actually this happened when India's Prime Minister came in 2014. At that time, India's economic rank in terms of GDP was 10th. But within the last 10 years, through the policies, through the very innovative policies of the government of India, India's economy has become robust, has become vibrant, and Indian economy is growing, and it has become a matter of envy to many European and both South America, Africa, and in other countries. Okay, so with strong microeconomic fundamentals, robust domestic demand, fiscal discipline, high savings rate, and demographic trends, India is now the 5th largest economy in the world. And today, India's leading economic contributors are traditional and modern agriculture, technology services, the handicraft industry, and business outsourcing. So you see, this is the sources of Indian present economy. So with a real GDP of 173.82 lakh crore in 2023-2024, generated by a population of over 1 billion. Now I said that population is 1.45 billion. So India is among the highest population based economies in the world. India's population is the highest in the world. India is having many millions of poor people. Millions per capita income is very low. But at the same time, the strength of India lies other places, because Indian people are very hardworking. Indian people are very honest. Indian people are very sincere. Indian people are devoted to work. Indian people are working 54 hours in a week. So which is mainly second or third position in the world, because people in the world cannot work for so many hours, and there are many people who are working 60 hours a week. So 60 hours a week in office and institutions is not a matter of joke, and India is having a large number of English speaking people, almost all Indians means educated Indian people are computer literate, and they are having various skills like management skills, like entrepreneurship skills, like computer, like software, and engineering, and there are many students here in India who are studying and have studied STEM subjects. Our former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam inspired our youths to take up science and to study STEM subjects. What are STEM subjects? STEM subjects are science, technology, engineering and mathematics, because if India wants to grow, if India wants to become a very developed country, then India must inspire more fundamental research and more students in these STEM subjects, because India's future lies in industry, India's future lies in science and technology. But we should not neglect our agriculture, because if agriculture is our base, then industry is our future. Without industry, you cannot prosper, you cannot do anything. In India's environment, India is giving importance on environment protection, and because India wants to make zero net emission of carbon dioxide by 2070. So India wants to decrease its carbon dioxide emission lesser by 2030. In this way, Government of India has taken many policies for development and growth of India. Indian government is giving incentives to enterprises, giving encouraging to its gazelles and unicorns. Many unicorns have come up now. It is the third largest in the world. So these are the things, new things coming, and India's policy of Make in India has helped India to grow, because the government of India led by Modi, our honorable Prime Minister, wherever he goes, he tells people, he tells the CEOs and business enterprises or entrepreneurs and business tycoons to come to India and invest in its manufacturing, in education, and even in different sector, in savings and in insurance sector. So all those sectors in science and technology. So India's growth rate is increasing because of the foreign direct investment. It has become already 60 billion. It has crossed $80 billion already. So this is a good trend. With this, India will. It is expected that India will become a superpower by 2047, when India will celebrate its 100th year of independence. So additionally, as per the recent data, India will tend to grow 6.5% to 7% in 24-25, but this is not satisfactory. India needs to grow at the rate of 9 to 10% continuously for more than 2 decades. Then only India will be able to achieve 25 trillion. Not only 25 trillion, it can exceed. It can become 30 trillion or even $35 trillion economy. So that is why there should be a stable government, and at present India is having a stable government. Indian democracy is very strong. There is opposition, very strong opposition in Indian parliament, and Indian state governments are also helping or coming up to woo the investors from across the world and Indian judiciary is also very strong, and Indian legal system is also very strong, and India has given more facilities, and India has facilitated, India has taken up one window policy so that investors can see everything, what is the progress, what are the procedures, and what are the facilities, and where can they go, and I mean, in which place they can solve their problems, and how quick they can get permissions and sanctions. So these things will help investors to invest more in India, so that India's economy grows. Because we the Indians, we the patriotic, I being a patriotic Indian, always expect that more people will come to India, and they will invest their money, and Indian youths will get employment, and the government will get some benefits, and Indian economy will grow, Indian infrastructure will grow, Indian education will grow, and the Indian defense system will be stronger, and already it is the fourth largest military strength in the world, because US is the first, and second position is held by China, third position is Russia, but fourth position is occupied by India. So you see, in the world, out of 193 countries, India's position is fourth in terms of military power. So India also spends almost third most money in its budget, in its budgetary allocation. So these things are really praiseworthy, and Indian education policy 2020 has become a great thing, because if that policy is accepted and implemented by all the states in India, so definitely India will become a superpower, because there is patriotism, there is fellow feeling, soft powers are there, there is everything is talked about there in national integration. Then India's age-old beliefs, India's age-old ethos, India's age-old thoughts, Indian culture, Indian ethics. All those things have been included in the National Policy 2020, but unfortunately some states such as West Bengal and some other states have not yet accepted or that national education policy, and they have made their own education policies, and they are growing, they are trying to develop in this way. But I will request all the state governments to accept and abide by the education policy 2020, so that they can grow more, they can take the benefit, and the students can get more benefit, and students can get developed at a faster pace. Okay, India's GDP growth rate in last 10 years. Let me give a brief outline. So the calculation of GDP involves calculating the value of goods and services produced for market sale and non-market production, such as government provided education and defense services. GDP is significantly important, as the size of an economy is measured by the total production of goods and services in the economy. In this regard, India's economy is expected to rise in the upcoming years with 8.2 growth rate in financial year 2024. India will be one of the fastest growing trillion-dollar economies in the world in 2024. Just think. So I think that Indian growth rate was in 2013 it was 6.3%, in 2024 it was 7.41%, but in 2015 growth rate was 8%, and it's a gradual, but in 2017 it decreased to 6.8%, again in 2018 it became 6.4%, in 2019 it reduced to very little, 3.74%, and 2021 at the time there was corona. During 2020, during corona period, it was minus 6.60%, but it recovered, and it became stronger. In 2021 it became 8.68%, in 22 it became 7%, in 23 8.2%, and in 2024 also 8.2%. so in this way, but I expect a little more, 9%, no, not 10%, average 10 to 11%. If India's economy grows in this way, a little bit, then definitely India will be able to fulfill its dream of achieving a 25 trillion economy by 2047, when India will celebrate its 100th year of independence. With this hope and expectation, I would like to conclude here. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching my lecture and watching and listening to my lecture on Indian economy. This is a brief description. I hope that you will like and you will share this video with your friends, with your colleagues, and with your students. That will help them to learn about Indian economy. With this expectation, I would like to conclude here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.